We are the Traveling Three. As an adventure-loving family of three, we've stepped away from the familiar cadence of daily life to travel the world and embrace the unknown. Our journey begins in Turkey, a country steeped in history and splendor. Welcome back to Kaş, a gorgeous Mediterranean coastal town located in southern Turkey. Last week, we gave you a tour of Kaş and the immediate surrounding area. This week, we're going to step out a little further and show you some other amazing places within a 60-minute drive of Kaş, and we're saving the best for last. So stay tuned to see all the incredible diversity this region has to offer. Today we are exploring the ancient Lycian city of Myra. It's located in Demre, Turkey, which is a very small town that is actually booming right now with lots of construction.
Over the past 2,000 years, the ground level has actually risen by about 18 meters as the river over time has deposited silt. The original ground level was way down there, as you could see. So most of the city is currently underground, so they don't really know the full extent of this city.
We enjoy learning interesting facts about the ancient sites we go to, and Myra is no exception. Here's a fun fact you may not know. In the Roman period, Myra embraced Christianity, and St. Nicholas eventually became the Bishop of Myra. While much of St. Nicholas's life is shrouded in legend, he became a beloved figure whose generosity and compassion came to inspire the legend of Santa Claus. I find these ancient ruins so fascinating because not only are you walking through a place that once used to be a metropolis where people just lived their normal lives, but you can still see to this day, thousands of years later, the intricate design in their architecture and artwork. You can still see their inscriptions after all this time, after all the weather, the wars, earthquakes, and after all these events in humanity, there is still evidence of what once used to be a prosperous city. It's hard to imagine being the archaeologists that have to put this whole thing back together. It would be like the biggest jigsaw puzzle of all time. They mark every single stone and organize it all in order to try to piece it back together the way it was originally made. That's just mind-blowing to me. We thought that you would be able to hike around here more, especially to go climbing up on the tomb area, but that section is actually closed off, so people can't go up there. It is an active archaeological site, so it makes sense why we're not allowed up there.
Be aware that you don't really need much time at this site to come and see it.
It still is very beautiful to walk through though. We felt that this site is one you could probably skip if you only have a few days in Kaş because it's a 45-minute drive and only takes about 20 minutes to walk through, and there's nothing else to do in the immediate area. This next site, however, is one you don't want to miss. Come see the most unique restaurant we've ever been to in Turkey. This culinary experience alone is worth the 1-hour drive.
So today we decided to go to Saklikent National Park.
I'll say it. Saklikent National Park.
There you go. It's supposed to have like a really cool canyon you could walk up that's like almost 1,000 feet deep. So we're gonna go check that out next. But we found this super cool little breakfast place right by the river. We ordered a village breakfast, and then we're gonna head up to the national park and check out the sites up there.
Kayip Cennet is an appropriate name for this restaurant because it means lost or hidden paradise, and that is exactly what this place is.
We are gonna dig in because this looks absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is such good tea. I'm so glad. I actually was gonna get coffee, but I'm glad that I got the tea.
Yeah.
I am so excited about this. Oh my goodness. When we left home this morning, I was starving, and I'm so glad I didn't eat anything because I'm gonna devour everything here.
I mean, look at all this. We have like cooked mushroom, flatbread, eggs, several different types of cheeses, fruit, tomatoes, a little bit of everything actually. So.
Yeah. Oh, look, they have different types of jam too.
And olives, and oh man,
I want to try.
I'm so excited. We're totally gonna dig in.
Oh, look at this. Oh my word, these mushrooms.
Yeah?
Did you eat this? The food here was absolutely delicious. It hit the spot, like seriously hit the spot. Everything was so flavorful and just perfect. Not to mention the atmosphere here. And the staff is so nice, they're so friendly. If you're coming to this national park, you absolutely need to come to this restaurant. 100% recommend.
And now we're gonna head off to the canyon and see what that's like. So let's go check this out. This is the entrance to the canyon in the national park. It is amazing. You get a walk above the river along this boardwalk here. And as you enter the canyon, it gets pretty narrow. I've heard that this canyon gets as deep as 1,000 feet. So let's continue up the canyon and see what we can find.
The Saklikent Canyon is one of the deepest canyons in the world, measuring 18 kilometers long and 300 meters deep. Fresh mountain springs meet clay-rich water, creating a beautiful natural phenomenon. The name Saklikent translates to hidden city, so named for its secluded nature. The waters flowing through the canyon come from natural springs flowing out of the Taurus Mountains, a mountain range that stretches approximately 560 kilometers along Turkey's southern coast.
All right, so I heard this was super cold, so let's see if it's... it's definitely not swimmable. I think Aaliyah was being a little dramatic. Yeah, it's pretty cold.
Okay,
Look at that. You can see right where the spring comes out of the mountain. How incredible is that? And it's so like perfectly crystal clear. Woo, that's cold. So here's Anita doing everything she can to avoid the cold water as usual. That is the face of pure joy right there. Yeah.
Coming from a person who does not like the cold at all, like I literally don't even get into the Mediterranean Sea because it's too cold for me. Walking through this river really was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to hurt as soon as you put your foot in, but it's not as bad as I thought.
What do you think, Goose? Are you having a good time?
Yes!
These waters have eroded the limestone rock over thousands of years, creating this stunning landscape and also a thick layer of clay at the bottom of the stream.
Do a nice face mask. Yeah, there you go. Both cheeks and your nose. Good job. You're gonna have beautiful skin.
So my first impressions of the canyon is it is absolutely amazing and you have to do it.
Where you start noticing there are less and less people, that's when it starts to get more difficult. The ground under the water is very uneven. Like you take one step and it's shallow, you take the next step and it's deep. And so you have to go super slow and carefully. And there's spots that are rocky and spots that are muddy.
This part is super uneven right here. It's like every step you take is a different depth. And on top of that, the ground is super soft and your feet get stuck with every step. So you just have to step super carefully. Oh. Dude, my shoe is like stuck. It won't come out.
Go back and forth, side to side.
I'm afraid to break my sandal. Oh, that's... Oh my gosh, look at that. No wonder it wouldn't come out.
Now you gotta get the next one out.
Oh, no.
I can't run.
Okay.
I believe in you.
I think I'm just gonna take it off. Look at that. No wonder I couldn't get out. Yeah, okay, next time let's go on the rock. I see why no one else, literally no one else was going through the silt part for obvious reasons.
Sometimes you have to climb over rocks and it's very slimy because of the silt.
Wow, that is really deep.
Then give me your hand too. Now, very carefully. For 150 lira each, you could rent water shoes, and they're a definite must. You either have to have your own water shoes or you have to rent them because it gets pretty slimy and pretty rocky up here.
Yes, it does.
And so because it's more difficult, fewer people go there. And at a certain point, it does get too deep.
So what we did is we got up as far as we could go, and Aliyah was pretty much done at that point. It's definitely not an easy walk. It is difficult, but 100% worth it. If you have the time and you come to Fatih or Kaş, get up here, go to the restaurant that we went to in the morning. Absolutely amazing, and then come up here and do the hike. It's one of those places that doesn't quite feel real.
I thought it was really funny watching people in their beautiful dresses
Yeah.
and their purses and all these things trying to climb this canyon. Don't do that. If you come here and you want to hike a canyon, or what is it called, canyoneering?
Yeah.
Don't come in a dress or any fancy clothing. Just wear some shorts, some good shoes. I saw people in flip-flops.
And high heels. One girl had high heels.
For real?
For real. I couldn't believe it.
Don't do that.
She was brave.
you could do that. You're just not going to get very far.
No.
So if you really want to go far and explore this place, don't be wearing fancy stuff.
And prepare to spend a bit longer than you would think it's going to take.
Today we're going to the Patara archaeological site. It contains the ancient city of Patara and also the Patara beach, which is the largest sand beach in Turkey. We have been really impressed with all the Turkish beaches, and we're excited to see what this one has to offer. On the way here, we stopped by Adam's restaurant for breakfast. We had a Turkish breakfast again, and it was absolutely delicious. The restaurant has a wonderful view of the ocean, and it's conveniently located right on the highway, so you don't even have to drive out of the way to get to it. Adam was great. He was a wonderful host, and we highly recommend you stop by there. Here's another fun fact for you. St. Nicholas, aka Santa Claus, was actually born in Patara but spent most of his life in Myra. Patara was actually lost under sand dunes until its rediscovery in the 1980s. Similar to the ancient city of Myra, Patara continues to be an active archaeological site. But unlike Myra, it is very large and there is a lot more to explore here. These are actually the first ruins we've been to where we found inscriptions of ancient Lycian script that is actually translated so you can understand what was said on these plaques. And one of the plaques, the one behind me right here, is actually making reference to the Olympics that happened every 4 years back in ancient civilization. This is amazing. Patara served as a major port and was an established capital city for hundreds of years through both Greek and Roman rule. We've been to several archaeological sites already, and it just never ceases to amaze me every time we go to one of these places, the history that has happened here over thousands of years and the functions of these places. It's just incredible when you read about it. It really makes you ponder humanity and our existence and our experience here on Earth. Over time, the city was under Arab, Byzantine, and Seljuk control, with each conflict resulting in decreased population until it was finally abandoned around the 14th century AD due to gradual siltation of the nearby river. This was a harbor and now it's just a marsh, completely overgrown.
All of these trees, all of this marsh used to be open ocean. Boats would come in and it would be a big open harbor that used to have trade going on. But over the past 2,000 or 3,000 years, the river has washed down so much mud and sand and things from the mountains that it's filled it completely up. And now the city is actually inland instead of right on the ocean.
Well, you know us and how we like to get off the beaten path, so we just walked around the dirt road and ran into a medieval church here.
It's pretty amazing what you could find when you take a little extra time and go to these ruins. It's totally worth getting out and about, and don't just go to like the main stuff, but take a little extra time and come out and really explore these sites. It is fascinating.
Well, that was a great experience. Now we're heading on to Patara Beach, and we're really excited to take a look and walk through the sand dunes and just see what the beach has to offer. Patara Beach is not only Turkey's largest sand beach, but also one of the longest beaches in the entire Mediterranean, stretching approximately 18 kilometers long. The surrounding sand dunes make it feel like a vast desert oasis, and the undeveloped surroundings enhance its unique ambiance.
This beach is absolutely incredible. It's like nice, fine sand, clear water. It's an absolutely huge beach. And later on, we're gonna go climb a sand dune. So we're looking forward to that. But for now, we're gonna chill for a bit, lay on the beach, and go play in some water. This is the beach that we've been looking for in Turkey. It's amazing. Unfortunately, you do have to pay for it each time, so we'll probably only come once, but it's totally worth it. Highly recommend it.
The water is only about maybe 2 feet deep for a very long way. So you can pretty much just keep walking for like 100 feet and be in only 2 to 3 feet of water. Well, we thoroughly enjoyed the sea and cooling off after walking around for a couple hours in the ruins, and now we are making our way up the sand dunes to the tallest one that we can find here.
Walking through sand dunes is a fascinating experience. The sand is very fine, creating an ultra soft texture.
Ready? Jump!
That actually feels so soft.
While this feels great initially, as you ascend the hill, the shifting sand causes each step to sink in, requiring much more effort than walking on solid ground. On this day, it was about 24 degrees Celsius, so you can imagine the sand was pretty hot.
I feel like I'm on hot rocks. It's warm out here.
We can see some tire tracks here, which tells us that people probably hire ATVs to give them a ride up the sand dunes. And at this point, I can kind of see why, because it is a pretty steep climb on sand. It's a good cardio workout. We're always up for a challenge though, so we don't do things like ATV rides. We trek and take it on foot. Oh my goodness. This is steeper than it looks from far away.
Not that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's also not that easy either.
If the sand was colder, it would be very nice.
After walking for about an hour, we finally made it to the top and were greeted by a stunning panoramic view worth every single step.
We also see now that there's actually a parking lot, so you can just drive up here. You don't have to do all that trekking that we did, but it was totally worth it. It was really fun. It was a great experience.
Aaliyah, however, did not agree with that assessment.
I am very tired of walking.
Was that a tough climb? Are you happy you did it though?
Kind of, because I don't really want to go down.
You don't want to go down?
I just want to live up here.
We've been dropping fun facts throughout this video, so here's another one. Patara Beach serves as nesting grounds for the endangered loggerhead sea turtles. They typically lay eggs between May and August, and the hatchlings emerge around September and October. We were here in May, but unfortunately we didn't get to see any sea turtles. We enjoyed every moment of our 2-month stay in Turkey and wish we could have stayed much longer. This is a country that remains on our bucket list because there are still so many places we would like to visit. But for now, we're moving on our 1-year travel adventure. Let us know in the comments if you can guess where our next destination is. Come back next week to see if you guessed correctly.